Okay, I'm up. Alright, it's Gravity Groove here for Not Safe for Work Magic. We're going to try a little more brewing around with this Sultai stuff. We're going to be trying Sultai Yorion. This is not my brew. This is something I found on like one of those list aggregators online. And my approach was to have counter magic and discard to try to pin the opponent between not being able to play their haymakers and losing them to discard. This is a little more a value town construction, obviously. They're trying to leverage Yorion with enough juicy targets with Omen, Risen Reef, Atreus, Tamio, Cavalier, Hydroid Crisis. They had the Nissa Hydroid Crisis package in here, and I took out the 3 Nissas and put in 2 Shark Typhoons and some Neutralizes. Yeah, I just think Neutralize is a good card to have right now. It might be better than Mystic Dispute, honestly. I don't know if Mystic Dispute is worth keeping in, but we'll play a little bit and see what we need. I also like Eat to Extinction in my build to have more single target removal than Exiles. But here we're trying Casualties of War. My concern, and I've heard other pros echo this, is that while Casualties of War is great when it's a 3-for-1, the problem is you want to stop the big spells before they're cast, not after they're cast. Because after Fires has dropped and they've swung for 15, casting Casualties of War doesn't really fucking matter, does it? And then you kill their, what, Cavalier but not their Kenrith? Kenrith but not their Cavalier, a Planeswalker and a land, and you're still dead? Seems bad. So while Casualties of War does seem like a very powerful card, I think we're going to find out that it's not powerful enough and that this approach needs to be rethought. But we're going to run a few games with it and see how it goes. More than likely we'll get one game, exactly, because these control games are just absolute slogs now. Or we'll get paired against aggro and get run into the dirt. I'm fine with that. Put me out of my misery. Make it quick. Okay, so this is the Gruul Kahira deck we've been seeing a little bit of. We've got our blue into Omen. Mystic Dispute is a dead card here. This is not a particularly good hand. Our best card in this matchup is Extinction Event, and it's not close. So we're looking to find an Extinction Event over all else. Probably the only card that changes our favor, really. Changes our fortune, rather. Wrong F word, for once. Grazer, okay. Not helpful there. Now in the Jeskai Yorion colors, they have Shatter, which is a much more powerful, basically non-conditional sweeper. Interesting. Interesting that they cast that this early. Good lord. Well, I mean, that's something down the line, I guess. Flooding out pretty terribly. I think because we cut the Nissa package, we probably cut the Crises too. Right away this feels like it's going to be very underwhelming. So again, we're going to have casualties of war here, but it's not going to matter, right? It's going to destroy a land and one creature, which is not particularly impactful. So we can play a 4/4 Krasis and draw 2. Yeah. We might just be dead here. It's applying a lot of pressure. Really needed him to brick for a turn, but he basically cast a haste creature, which is definitely a problem for us. So we Cavalier, try to make a bigger Krasis next turn. Lethal damage dealt to creatures you control is determined by power rather than toughness. Well, that's extremely awkward, isn't it? Lethal damage dealt to creatures you control, determined by power rather than their toughness. So what are we doing here? Are we Yorioning? We have Krasis for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A 6/6 Krasis? That'll have to be good enough. Yeah, that's pretty unideal. Yep, that'll do it. So we did not draw the cards we needed here. We definitely need Ritual of Soot. We definitely need Heartless Act. We definitely want some more Disdainful Strokes. We maybe don't want Disdainful Strokes, actually. We don't want Mystic Disputes. Mythos allows us to copy their creatures, potentially fight them. So there's some value there. Yeah, we're going to play one more of these, then we're going to take the Krasis out. I don't know that Yorion is as good in Sultai, and I don't know if there's any way to make it other than just going full elementals. Which again, just a big failure of the format, that it's so incredibly constricted and so incredibly narrow. Wow. Wow. Probably lost this one. Probably lost this one. We want all of these, don't we? So we potentially got Yorion here already. Let's grab an island. Those both look pretty good. Well, that sucks. Well, there's pretty much nothing we can do here. This one's over. Gain a little life. Draw some cards. Yeah, that does it. Yeah, it definitely does it. If we would have played an odd creature, maybe we could have just named odd, but that does it. Okay, so this deck feels like trash. The deck we just played against is a trash deck, and we lost to it commandingly. So I don't think this is a viable pile of cards. We're going to. I don't know if this is fixable. I just don't think this as an archetype is viable. I don't know that it's fixable. Really don't think it's fixable. Try one more. This format is extremely hostile to brewing at the moment because card power is so condensed. So you're going to see a lot of complete and utter failure, although that's kind of what my whole channel is about. Okay, Lurus, this is most certainly the cycling deck. Sure. I don't think we win game 1 against the cycling deck no matter what. Okay, I have no idea. No idea what this is. Jeskai Lurus? Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Guess I grab an island. This is Jeskai Lurus. We're probably dead. We played aggro Jeskai Lurus on the stream before, so we know what to expect here. And we don't really have the tools we need to interact with their style of play. Especially not game 1. Especially not when we're missing land drops. Yep. Good game, opponent. Okay. So they primarily are leveraging Spirit Dragon, Sprite Dragon, and 10th Legion District, whatever. We need to be able to answer that. It's pretty unreliable for us to be able to answer that because of the nature of what our deck is doing. I don't think this is a winnable matchup. I think this is just effectively an unwinnable matchup. It's often talked about the sort of matchup lotto that happens in Modern, and I think we're going to feel that right here. Just literal unwinnable matchup. What's our last cut? Sure. We played this deck on this channel, and it's okay. It's not good against the tier 1 Yorion Lukka deck, but nothing really is. It's good against us, though, because we're janking. Playing that jank. Sure. Got a couple sweepers. As we know against this deck, that doesn't usually matter that much. But it's the best we can do. What you really want is a critical mass of single target removal against decks like this. It's a big blocker. What do we have for mana here? 1 green, 2 green, so we actually need that green as well. It's a big blocker. So let's be disappointed. Yep. I will cast Extinction Event. That will get countered or blocked, and that'll be game. This deck plays a lot like Mono Blue Tempo used to from a season back. I don't think Indestructible matters against the exile we have coming here, so that may be our saving grace. Frustrating. So we'll probably attack and then Yorion next turn. Maybe we won't attack. Yeah, we're definitely just gonna Extraction Event. Or Extinction Event here. If we would have cast that beforehand, we would have lost. So that was stupid. Yep. Dead to any god's willing at this point. My build respects aggro a little more. I have riders in the sideboard, whereas this build seems almost hyper metagamed to deal with the Jeskai Yorion Lukka deck. So I think it's just a bad choice, particularly for Platinum. It's not diverse enough to catch the fact that you're still going to be facing a lot of aggro as people get frustrated with the mirrors, and they want something that goes a little faster. No changes for us to make here, though. Probably just dead because we're on the draw, which would be typical here. Not quite sure why our opponent needs so much time to sideboard. Kind of boring. Kind of unpleasant. Anytime, opponent. Anytime. All right. Guess we're going to start doing our taxes. And, you know, see how far we get on that. Yep, carry that. Okay. Still sideboarding. Okay. Well, we have Extinction Event. That's something. We've got Uro on 3, Extinction Event on 4. Drawing an Omen or Heartless would be awesome. We drew both. Cool. Having a little bit of the wrong half problem, I see. He's not going to be able to lure us for a little while. Kind of hope he grabs the white and plays Loris here. Then we just Extinction Event odd, and that probably gets him. That's disappointing. Definitely made the correct read on us there. Likelihood of us actually being able to jam Dispute this turn is very, very low, so he says before he casts up. Sure. You could, God willing, be in black. Get a hit in for a card and a bunch of life gain. Creature impressively has double lifelink. Yep. Called that properly. Forcing us to find an answer here. I think we're probably just going to cast the Yorion. I'm feeling good about that line now. So he could name blue for protection, but it would cause his staggering insight to fall off. So now that line is closed. He's looking at his graveyard for Loris, but all he's got is a Sprite Dragon. Not particularly impressive here. He knows we have Extinction Event, as well as Cavalier of Thorns. I hope he understands that Staggering Insight's going to fall off if he names blue. He's going to sack that to give it protection from black as well? I don't understand the play here. I think this was a punt from our opponent. Yeah. It was a big old lovely punt. So, probably holding up Dispute. But because we have a Dispute of our own, we could name Odd, wipe these out, but we get our Yorion. Could just Cavalier. Cavalier seems pretty reasonable here. Yeah, we're not having that. No thanks. Still have not found Uro, which is pretty annoying. I guess we'll start hitting him. Oh, we have Uro. It's behind my camera. I'm an idiot. My camera is like right here in front of my screen because the tripod sucks. So it's actually blocking part of my view of my monitor. Uro is like very conveniently right behind where the camera is. Uh-huh. So... how is this a good play? Alright. Chimera. Okay, no, we aren't running Chimera. I like Chimera, though. Probably just Uro here now, right? Another Cav, sounds great. Start closing the door on this shenanigans. Yep. I think we swing with this. And then you can name blue. We don't swing yet. Keep slowly turning the vice. That's perfect. Cool. Hanging out in that Platinum 2 tier forever and ever and ever. That's us. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Can we... I think we need to reboot the client. We are starting to get a little laggy here. Uno momento. Can't even close the game without freezing. Very, very cool. Very good. Much release ready. Very wow. All right. Someday the game will lag in. Someday the game will log in. All right, all right. Let's see now. We were playing this Sultai Yorion, which we've now pretty heavily modified from the original list. Still not super sold on Casualties of War, but we haven't got to see it activate yet. Again, this list did not seem to respect aggro as much. It didn't have any Heartless Axe in it. We dropped a couple of those in there. I do think it probably needs like an additional Ritual of Soot and maybe a rider or two in the main. Cut down to maybe 2 or no Casualties of War, because again, just not super sold on it. We'll see if we can get one more in here. Sweet, 1 lander. Go away. Sweet, 800 lander. Alright. I'll be making a 1/1 shark. Okay, we know what this is. This is the Monota deck. This is going to be very unpleasant. We know exactly what this is. This is a spin the wheel deck. Casualties of War might be decent.
Let's try this.
Yep.
That's how it was meant to happen.
Yeah, they still have a lot more cards than us. This gives us our red for this trick, so we're probably going to play that out. Gets us some cards to get back into it here. Must be something good in this pile. If they have Winota here, we're definitely in trouble. 2 spins is probably enough to beat us. I mean, yeah, I guess. If you want me to draw more cards, that's cool with me, man.
I am not going to sit this one out. I'll protect you.
Will you now? Why would he flash that in? Omen of the Seas? That sucks. Can't cast that. Yeah. Very definitely boned me there. Well. That seems good.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Casualties of War pulling a lot of weight this time. We could Uro here, but I really want to keep up Heartless Act if I can. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. We can reef and still have up 1. We still have 2 blue up for neutralize. Cool, cool. So we want the cries, we want the heartless act, we want to eat, we want the ritual of soot. Prison Reef doesn't seem like the card we need here. Mythos. Mythos copies Agent of Treachery, but by the time they're cast out, we've already lost. So we probably don't want Mythos. It is sort of a kill card, but that's only in very cute circumstances. Cut a land here. I think I got to trim down on the forest count. That was based on the main deck misses. It's too many forests now. Now this is a good example of a tier 2 combo deck, because essentially their combo is super all in, and if they hit it they win on the spot. If they don't, their deck has cards in it like Fibblethip and Raise the Alarm that don't do very much. Damn, great removal, but no mana. This is a good one. Need to hit some lands, but could be worse. Specifically need to hit some blue lands, but again, could be worse. We're on the draw, so our odds are kind of stinky to begin with. I'll be cycling this neutralize here. So we need to fade another Winona. That's actually fine, right? Damn. You know, the blue source here. Sure. So just looking to fade a Winona. We've got a Typhoon. Still don't have our second blue source, amazingly. Just gonna Typhoon this turn. That's pretty good. Didn't we top a... Didn't we top a... Didn't we top an extinction event? Well, we're gonna have to go back and look at the tape on that one. Swear we topped an extinction event, but okay. Huh. Can't block it. Cool, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very strange. Let's see here. Get back neutralize.
Like the phases of the moon, life waxes and wanes. The past is never forgotten. aid your research. To the library.
Still haven't got Uro. What do we want? Shark Typhoon? Heartless Act? Heartless Act seems like a decent way to insulate ourselves, right?
No tail should be discarded. I question this outcome. Let us see if your talents are worth cataloging.
So, unfortunately, we only have two blue up. Dispute this. He disputes our dispute. We pay for it. Cool. Good note to end on. So I do like what some of these Sultai control decks are doing. The problem is I don't think it's as powerful as the Conquer's Death, Yorion, Teferi looping that happens in the Jeskai colors. And so long as that continues to be the dominant strategy, this can only be tier 2, tier 1.5. At best, unfortunately. We're going to continue trying some Sultai variations because I seem to still sort of enjoy that color and the play pattern. But I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't feel good enough. This has been Gravity Groove here on Not Safe for Work Magic. I really appreciate you hanging out and watching some of these matchups. If you enjoy the content, please leave a thumbs up in the bottom, say hello, leave a comment, don't be a dick, and maybe we can be friends. Until next time, this is the Fro, the Groove, the Gravity, and Henry saying later.